morning, everyone, and welcome to Think Future. My name's Chris Calabucas, and once again, we're coming at you live from deep, deep, deep in the heart of Silicon Valley, California. We're talking AI, startups, and the future, not necessarily those, and not necessarily in that order. If you're watching on YouTube, smack that subscribe button and hit that bell so you can be notified when a new show comes online. And if you're listening on your favorite podcast service, please subscribe and please drop a note on Apple Podcasts. I greatly appreciate it. Now, in the last couple of weeks, on my sister service, aidaily.us, where you find breaking news in AI, curated by humans, there have been two stories, and I like to pull these stories out. Because the thing is that legacy media, the mainstream media as some people call it, is trying to freak people out about AI. Of course, because, and I think Elon Musk said it the other day, I don't even pay attention to the legacy media, because if you ask me, they're sadness generators. And I would go a little further and say I would call them panic generators, because any kind of news that comes along, whether it's a positive thing or a negative thing, they give it as much of a negative spin as humanly possible. Why? Because if it bleeds, it leads. We connect with negative things. And I'm not a negative person. I'm an optimist. And I see the good in everything. All this technological change, people say can be used for good or evil. And if you ask me, we're the ones who can make that decision. These are simply tools that we can use that go in one direction or another. And I can only see AI as a force for good. Because if you see humans as a force for good, if they're inherently good, then AI can only make us better, right? Anyways, in the last little while, I've read stories about how AI can improve hurricane models. That's right, folks. The next time a hurricane is coming along the east coast of the United States or up through the Caribbean, AI can greatly improve the model and the prediction of which way the winds are going. The next thing, predict earthquakes. For us on the west side of the country, where we are susceptible to earthquakes, and there's plenty of places in the world that are susceptible to earthquakes, AI is being used to be much more accurate predictor of how the quake is going to occur and the power of the quake and where it's going to go and all of that good stuff. Think of how many lives will be saved if we apply AI to these things. We're applying AI to these things today, and we've actually been applying AI to these things for a while. It's just broke out that this stuff is going on. And if you think about taking this and applying it against predictive algorithms, applying it against nature, applying it against, what are they saying? They're using it to improve models of being able to detect alien life. They're able to improve the detection of alien life by 95% by using AI models. And when I read story after story after story about how AI can improve the lot of humanity, I'm wondering why the legacy media is so into talking about how many jobs are going to be lost, or how much, when the next Terminator is going to happen, or they've made whole new movies, The Creator, about rogue AI destroying the planet. If you ask me, like I said earlier today, AI can only be a force of good, a force for good, but we have to make sure that it's a force for good by using it for good. And there's plenty of people out there who are using AI for good. And we just need to continue to use AI for good. So when you're thinking about AI and what you're going to do with AI, are you going to use AI to create more crap on the internet that doesn't help anybody? Or are you going to use AI to actually improve the lot of humanity? AI can be used for good or for evil. Let's choose to use it for good. That's it for me for today. See you next time, and until then, don't forget to think future.